And now we look at the top 4 artists. Alright, so this is quite a surprise. How did that happen? For the top tracks we have, and to me is a Song of the Year contender, and also in my overwhelmed playlist. Maybe that describes the month I was having. Hello everyone, my name is Christina, and today I'll be sharing with you my Spotify Wrapped for the months May, June and July. In these videos, I'll let you know what songs I added to my playlists, and also what artists and songs made it to the top 4 of each month. So let's get into it. So in my last update, we ended on Chains from Highlight. That was May 8th. If we scroll up, we have D&D from Aping. This is a song that I heard before, but I wasn't, as impressed. But I was watching a lot of Aping Killing Voice reactions, and that whole song on the Killing Voice is so amazing, and the bridge part is truly breathtaking. So it finally convinced me to add this song to the playlist, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Then we are suddenly at 2 weeks ago. So what happened between May and basically mid-July? So if you've been following my channel or reading my community posts, you might have noticed that I didn't post anything for those few months. And that was because I was dealing with a nasty eye infection that didn't want to heal, and I needed to have a eyelid surgery for that. So I wasn't able to film or wear any makeup or anything for a 2-month-long period. And I was not listening to any new K-pop songs. I was trying to, save myself and keep myself spoiler free in case I want to film the reactions later on. But it really meant that basically nothing made it to my playlist in that time. So that was quite sad. But the past 2 weeks were definitely fruitful indeed. So let's talk about them. We have Kangi-chan with Champagne Popping, an amazing song. There is a reaction video on my channel. Also for 80s' Lemon Drop and In Your Fantasy. I actually wasn't sure about Lemon Drop in the reaction video, but it definitely grew on me and I enjoyed it very much. Then there are 2 songs from UAU, 2 Months and Attitude, which made it to this playlist. There is Bono's Better Than Me, what an amazing track. Then we have Hana with Burning Flower. It also wasn't something I was sure about in the reaction video, because I didn't enjoy the lyrics as much. But listening to songs on Spotify, you don't see the lyrics. And I really love the instrumental, really love the vocals. It's super, super catchy. Yeah, I'm very happy it's in my playlist. I've been enjoying it a lot. There's also Blue Jeans from Hana. Then we have Plays Hide and Seek. 3 songs from my One Pact reaction. So I put Yes No Maybe, Deserved, and F Off into my playlist. I've been enjoying those a lot. I think F Off is my favorite so far. But I just added them 1 day ago, so my impressions might change. Then we have Slam Dunk from Zero Base One. What a banger. Then we have songs from K-pop Demon Hunters. And that might be a surprise for you because in my movie review and cover reactions, I mentioned that I didn't enjoy the songs as much. But I was also saying that if I hear them more, they might grow on me because they're super catchy, and that indeed happened. I think since my TikTok algorithm figured out that I watched the movie, I think every single thing I was seeing was related to this movie, and indeed the songs did grow on me. So I added Soda Pop, Your Idol, and Golden. I think Your Idol is my favorite so far. And then the last 3 we have from my Eunice reactions, both from my Eunice reaction marathon on this channel, but I also reacted to their first mini album on Patreon, and I enjoyed that quite a lot. There is Superwoman, What You Need, and Dopamine. And I think Dopamine is my favorite so far. So yeah, as said, very fruitful 2 weeks catching up with all the K-pop I missed. I definitely realized that after 2 months of not hearing any new K-pop songs, how much joy just finding new music and also just listening to K-pop brings me, because really I was so happy to be able to react again and to listen to those songs. So yeah, I think we have only 2 more playlists that were affected in those 3 months. So there are 3 more songs that I added. I've heard all of these songs before, but since it was Monsta X's 10th year anniversary, there was a lot of reactors filming their reactions and deep dives, and I was also seeking out a lot of their content. So these songs ended up convincing me and ended up in the playlist. And I added UAU's Good Luck. I mentioned so in the reaction that I filmed. Alright, so let's talk about top 4 artists and songs for the month of May. And it's interesting to see what songs I listened to when I wasn't adding almost any new songs to my playlist. So first up we have Monsta X. As mentioned, it was their anniversary and I was definitely listening to my Monsta X playlist a lot. There is 10, who is still keeping his position in my top 4. There is 17, which was a bit surprising because I wasn't seeking them out especially. But there are a few 17 songs in my Kpop Morning Coffee playlist and also in my Overwhelm playlist. Maybe that describes the month I was having. And there's also Wien, who has a lot of songs in the Kpop Morning Coffee playlist. For the top tracks, we have the songs from the top of my main playlist. So Aping's D&D, Tuas's Countdown, and Kai with Walls Don't Talk and Wait On Me. Amazing songs. So yeah, not surprised to see them here. Also wanted to mention that I definitely stopped listening to my main playlist after that point, just because when I'm not adding any new songs to the playlist, it becomes quite stale. I always listen to the songs from top to bottom, so not on shuffle. So yeah, it definitely needs to be refreshed quite frequently to keep me interested. So yeah, that's why all of the other playlists have been in heavy rotation. For the month of June, Monsta X is still on top. Again, I've been enjoying listening to their playlist. I Am is there. I also have a playlist for I Am songs and his vibe is so cool. So definitely I listen to it a lot. 10, keeping his place in the top 4. And 17, once more. I was definitely thinking this has to be due to my Overwhelm playlist. The Overwhelm playlist has 3 songs only. One is from 17, it's Spell. One is from BB, Bamyangang, and one is from Rusujong, Lullaby. I really like to use that playlist when I'm very overwhelmed and stressed and anxious, and it really helps me calm myself down. And again, yeah, I was probably not having a fun time after my eye surgery, so that is also reflected in my top songs. So there is Spell from 17's Performance Unit, Rusujong with Lullaby, but surprisingly BB's Bamyangang isn't there, so probably 10 and I Am trumped that song by a few listens, probably, and those are such amazing tracks. And now we look at the top 4 artists and songs for July. I haven't checked it out in advance, so it will be a surprise for me as well. Today is the 31st of July, so the end of the month, so a perfect time to have a look. You can also see for yourself what your favorite songs are in your profile section. Alright, so this is quite a surprise. We have Lexilia, which is an artist that I really like. I have a big playlist of her songs and I like listening to it when I'm going on different errands. Just has a very nice vibe for walking. There is Monsta X again, still being there in position. I'm quite surprised about Dreamcatcher. How did that happen? Was I listening to my Dreamcatcher playlist? Maybe? And there is Eunice. That makes sense. There are already quite a few songs that I have in my playlist from them and they are super fun. For the top tracks, we have Hide and Seek from Plave, an amazing song. One Knows Better Than Me. Hangi-chan Champagne Popping, which has definitely been on repeat, and to me is a Song of the Year contender, and UIU's Attitude. So yeah, super fun. Basically, it seems I've been listening to the new songs as much as possible. I'm wondering if the UIU listens also count towards my Dreamcatcher listens. Not sure how that is done internally in Spotify. So yeah. The last thing I wanted to shout out is my Latino playlist, which is not usually music that I listen to, but it's been super hot outside in the past few months, and I'm a person who doesn't handle heat well at all. If it's more than like 22 degrees, I'm dying. So my coping strategy has been really playing fun summery music as I'm running my errands and being outside in the heat to try and pretend like I'm enjoying myself. And it's been helping. So yeah, this is my playlist from many years ago, 2017 mostly. But there is also some, Latin sounding K-pop songs, in the 2018 K-pop era and stuff like that. So it's been super fun listening to this playlist. Very nostalgic for me. Yeah. I just wanted to share that as well. To recap these 3 months of Spotify listening. Alright, so that's it for this video. Any favorites that you want to share with me? I'll be super glad to hear any recommendations from your side. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!